男子双打比赛。欢迎技术官员入场。So after that victory from Akane Yamaguchi, we turn our attention to men's doubles, and it's the world champions, Liu Cheng and Zhang Nan of China, up against this new pair from Malaysia, Ong Yu Sin and Tan Wee Kiong. Now you can see in the top half of the draw, the world number ones are currently on court. That's Gideon and Sukamolyo against Li Chehui and Li Yang, and I can tell you that the Indonesians have won the opening game. The former European champions, Ivanov and Sozonov, safely through to the quarter-final stage, as indeed are the Chinese pair of Li Chunhui and Liu Yu Chen. So we're going to watch the match that's in the bottom section of that top half of the draw. And it is the world champions Liu Cheng and Zhang Nan up against Ong Yu Sin and Tan Wee Kiong. So here come the pair that were crowned world champions in Glasgow earlier this year, Liu Cheng and Zhang Nan. So Zhang Nan, well, what a career he's had, and he's nowhere near finished. Thankfully, we hope he's nowhere near finished, because he's an absolute delight to watch. He's been Olympic champion in the mixed doubles. He's current Olympic champion in the men's doubles. He's been world champion in the mixed doubles, and he's current world champion in the men's doubles. That really is quite astonishing, isn't it? The man he beats in the final of those Olympic Games is on the opposite side of the net today. Tan Wee Kiong, of course, in Rio, was playing with Govi Shem. In fact, the Malaysian pair had 2 match point opportunities. But here is the youngster, Ong Yu Sin, 22 years of age, born in the ancient city of Malacca. He's a tall athlete too. 182, according to the information I have. This is the first meeting between the two pairs. But when we see the player profiles of the Malaysians, please don't pay any attention to their current world ranking, because they're both very highly ranked with their former partners. So, of course, they've both gone down in the rankings with their former partners, because they've formed this new partnership. Yes, currently 143, only 2 tournaments towards that. It really isn't any reflection at all. Of course, he has been as high as 16 with Teo Yi, and he is making his first appearance here at the China Open, whereas this man, the 28-year-old born in Johor, brought up in Sabah on the island of Borneo. He has been as high as 1 in the world ranking with Govi Shem, with whom he won his Olympic silver medal. Well, they were very impressive yesterday against the Danes, Christiansen and Daugård. 23 minutes for that victory, 9 and 10. I know the Danes will be very disappointed with that. So here is Liu Cheng, who is 25 years of age. He's from Fujian province, but from the city of Sangming, I do apologise. So he and his partner are currently at a career high of 4, and I was going to say it's their second week as world number 4, but surely the world rankings that were supposed to be published at 1 o'clock probably means that it's their 3rd week as world number 4, or maybe they've even gone higher. Zhang Nan, as I was telling you about, an incredible athlete, 27 years of age, born in Beijing. And their first match, they beat Ranki Reddy, the 17-year-old, and his partner Shetty in 2 straight games. 37 minutes for that one. So one would assume that the world champions would be a little too polished as a partnership, although they only formed their partnership just over a year ago. In fact, it was at the Denmark Superseries last year. They lost in the first round to one of their opponents of today, Kiong, who was playing with Shem, who went on to win the title at the Denmark Open. So for Zhang Nan, he's already been in 6 finals here at this tournament. Won 5 mixed doubles and 1 men's doubles. And the men's doubles was some considerable time ago, 2010, with Chai Biao. My goodness me, that's going back a while, isn't it? Then he concentrated on his mixed doubles. Final here of the mixed doubles last year with Li Hyun-hui. But it seems that partnership's been dissolved as well.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, there's a lot of scratch pairings playing here at the China Open, especially Chinese pairs in mixed doubles and men's doubles. Youth doubles.
Yes,
and 1 or 2 at least.
Yeah.
So interesting to see how they will proceed.
Same can be said in the women's doubles for the Korean players as well. They seem to be having a different partner in 3 consecutive tournaments.
Yeah, but I have a different theory with the Koreans, but we'll have a lot of women's doubles later on tonight.
Yeah, we'll expand on that then.
Service over. 1 all.
Yeah, well, you can't afford to hit anything loose at the net with Zhang Nan standing there. Well, there's been an awful lot in the media about Kiong and Shem splitting up their partnership, and these new partnerships being tried out.
2 all.
Of course, as we look at their coach, Chisu Kit, I don't know all the ins and outs and the personalities and all of that, but when you've got a pair that have been world number 1s and won an Olympic silver medal, it does seem a shame from my perspective. I'm just a fan, so, and I loved watching them play. They were inconsistent, I'll give you that, and at times I felt a little bit frustrated watching them play because to me they had so much talent as a pair.
But I don't think they were inconsistent.
You don't?
No, I really don't understand this decision to split them. I see that the Japanese head coach Park Ju-bong also was a bit puzzled. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to get to the Olympic final in men's doubles. It's tough to get to number 1 in the world. It's tough to win Super Series and Premier Series tournaments. If you got a pair that can do that, you cherish them and you take care of them and you work with them, and you don't give in just because things are not working for half a year. Otherwise, Chen Long would have split up with himself a long time ago in men's singles, because he's been struggling as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, the reason why Kiong and Shem was struggling was obvious to me. And you can look at the left knee of Kiong. He used to play with a bandage on.
A support thing.
A support thing on, and it clearly hampered his movement and hampered their game.
Yeah.
they might prove me wrong, and I hope for them, of course, they do it. But it was really puzzling to me why they would split. I mean,
yeah. No, I concur, because I mean, I felt they were, you know, a delightful pair. And I take your point about the injury to Tanwi Kiong. I mean, we watched him at a tournament. We couldn't believe he was continuing on. His movement was so badly hampered by his knee injury.
And it's not for all to just switch partners and then become world top players with that new partner. We've seen one of them on court here, Zhang, who's played top levels men's doubles with Chai Biao, Olympic champion with Fu Haifeng, world champion with Liu Cheng. Others big names is of course Tony Gonovan, who just comes to mind.
Yeah.
But it's not so easy. A good example of that is Mathias Bo and Carsten Mogensen, who's played together since 2005. They're on their 12th season. They've had ups and downs.
I thought they started in 2004.
Yeah, they did actually, because it was...
Or even longer. I mean, it's
2004, you're right, Jill.
Yeah. But it's incredible. I'm sorry, I've interrupted the point you were making, which is a very good point.
Yeah, I don't think you're interrupted actually, but you take care. If you find something that's working, then take care of it. They don't just forget to play badminton.
No.
And even if there might be some personal differences and so on, very often it's easier to solve the personal differences than to play with a player that doesn't suit you.
Yeah.
And sometimes players need to learn that the hard way. When I was coaching Lars Paska, Jonas Rasmussen, the 2003 World Champions, split up for personal reasons, found out that they weren't making any results with their new partners and got back together.
Yeah, good point.
He went on to win the All England and challenge for a bronze medal at the 2008 Olympic Games. So it's really not easy to find pairs that are working.
Mm.
8-7. Nine, 7.
Chen Shichu, Chinese coach.
And I read another story, just to elaborate a little bit on this, after the 2 tournaments in Europe, Denmark and French Open, that they were already thinking about reshuffling another time. Come on, man, you've given them 2 tournaments to play together. I mean, all pairs need more tournaments to get their partnerships working. I mean, if you're already thinking of reshuffling them after 2 tournaments, maybe you shouldn't have split them in the first place.
Yeah. Good point. So to the mid-game interval, world champions with a 4-point advantage.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Yes. 11, 7, play.
He was fast onto that low serve, wasn't he?
Over.
On Yusin.
8, 11.
Yeah, normally a very steady server, Zhang.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, indecision. Oh, crikey. Oh, what a good rally. My goodness me, broken strings there from Cheng.
8.
This indecision nearly cost them very, very dear early on.
Okay, quick.
Yeah, just trying out his new racket.
Play. Go. 13, 8.
Caught a little off balance there, Tanwi Kiong. Do you think the Malaysians ought to be trying something different tactically, or is it just that their opponents are too good in the attacking game right now?
Yeah, they're definitely too good in the attacking game, so they, in my opinion, they've got to come up with something else. I don't think there's anybody that can beat Liu Chang and Zhang Nan if they try to play defensive. There's some. I don't think there's any pairs in the world right now who's got good enough defense to do that. So I think the Malaysians they've got to take the initiative. If it's not direct attack, at least they've got to come forward in the flat game so they have a chance. Otherwise, they're in dire straits, I fear.
16, 9.
I think that Liu Chang has improved quite a lot since they won the World Championship. Has given him self-confidence that he can play at the highest level.
Oh my goodness, he was quick there. Yeah, a rare error from Zhang Nan.
10, 16.
It's interesting because I mean, when he really came into world badminton, Liu Chang, he was basically concentrating on his mixed doubles with Bao Sin. In fact, in men's doubles, he's only ever been in 6 tournament finals, winning 3 of them.
17,
2, obviously, with
10.
his partner of today. When they won the World Championships, that was their first ever title together. And then, of course, they won in your home country, the Denmark Open.
18, 10.
Is there any other title, do you know?
Australia? No.
It was the China Masters Grand Prix Gold of 2014 with Kang Jun.
Service over. 11, 18.
Winning a world title when you haven't won even a Super Series event is pretty astonishing, isn't it?
Service over. 19-11.
Oh, the luck of the net cord. Now, I know it was a lucky end, but did you like the way the Malaysians were playing that rally, trying to dictate the pace more?
Yes, I think they need to be able to take more initiative. They've got to do that.
Yeah.
And Kiong has got to challenge at the net, got to challenge Zhang Nan, make him a little bit insecure if that's possible at all. Or even better, switch them around so that Liu Cheng is the net player and Zhang Nan on the back court when they have the attack or when they're fighting for the attack, the Malaysians.
Mm.
14-19.
Oh, yes, that's good. Very, very nice from Liu Cheng.
20, game point.
And with it comes game point opportunities.
3号场地即将进行的是女子单打比赛，由来自中华台北的戴资颖对阵来自丹麦的。
He was lucky to control that. He broke the strings of his racket with that smash on Yu Sin.
Women's singles between Dai Ziyi from Chinese Taipei and Lai Jamar Jasfield from Denmark.
本场比赛裁判员刘丹，中国；发球裁判员周爱兰，中国。
Umpire Liu Dan, China. Service judge Zhou Ailan, China.
Sixteen, 20. Play.
Yeah, this time 21-16, opening game to the world champions and the number 5 seeds here at the Tahoe China Open. 16 minutes for that opening game, and they did look pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I agree with that. They look more comfortable than the 5-point difference that the score shows.
佢 drive 得靚咧，你對角高俾佢，好明白冇？即係講你拔得搶網，佢搶網，你搶嘛，你推嘛，你推佢 drive 翻你，你對角去嗰度，對角等住佢。OK， 呢個一定，你一定要搶網。係嗰個 block 你 block 咩咧？你盡量打半場，打半場等佢 block， 你明白冇？唔好立亂挑俾佢。總之你 defend 一粒波咧，入一步入去，好。 總之你第一咧冚嚟你 just 掂啫 ，just 掂啫，你唔需要 drive 咗，你冚落嚟 just 掂啫，你明白冇？好，你 just 彈啫，你唔會抽大力咗，你抽大力嘅話，好，佢 block 好快，佢一冚你 just 掂，一冚你 just 掂 ，just 唔係 block 啊，係彈遠啲嘅啫 ，OK， 係呢個啫，你 concentrate service 呢個，總之同佢搶網 ，OK， 佢走嚟先咧，你 just 推一下彈一彈啫，你拎個踢上嚟，高嗰度彈一彈啫。 我彈一彈啫，啱嘅人，等住佢推，一推咧，佢推直咧，你就對角高嘅，你明白冇？可以快 ，OK，
Well, there was an awful lot of talk there, wasn't there, from Chisun Kit?
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So presumably, lots of tactical advice.
Yeah. It's in terms of that, this is a really good match because it's sort of a free one. I mean, you can't be expected to already that early in a partnership beat the reigning world champions, who's also on their way up. It's not like it's seasoned campaigners who's sort of become satisfied with the world championships and so on. As you said, Liu Cheng hasn't won that many tournaments.
No.
And it seems like it's been a great challenge for Zhang to try and sort of guide or help one of the younger players to start him in the men's doubles, so they can play pretty much free of pressure, the Malaysians.
Yeah.
That's well played.
Service over. 1-all.
Oh, another string gone. That's disappointing for Ong Yu Sin.
1.
It's quite interesting to me because I don't look at things in the same analytical way as you, Steen, and I'm watching the sort of leap in the air and the hang time from Ong Yu Sin, and I think it's quite similar to Go Vi Shem. You know, the way that he can leap in the air and they seem to, like a basketball player, they just seem to hang there. But I'm sure stroke-wise and tactically-wise, you'll tell me that they're very different. But
yeah, with Go Vi Shem, I always had the feeling that he had at least 25% more. He always seemed in control of the situations.
oh, yeah, double hit, well spotted by the umpire. Very well spotted.
And it's interesting with the basketball talk, because I had a talk with one of the other coaches, or one of the Danish coaches, a couple of weeks ago about how one of the very famous basketball coaches in the United States, the San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich, how he was selecting his players, what he was looking for. And he said that there were 3 things, and one of the things were key competencies. That was the #1 thing. Is there something that you're really good at, that is outstanding, that everybody will notice if they see you amongst others?
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Is there something that people won't miss? And that's where I'm looking closely at Ong Yu Sin and see, is there something that I would not be able to miss had I seen him in a random practice? 2 other things.
So something needs to stand out.
Yes. Some says it's something you've got to be the best at. Not necessarily the best at, but you've got to be really good at that.
Yeah. Oh, he's run off, changed his racket. He's back on court again. Tahoe Kiong. Oh, then plays a very loose shot across court.
Maybe he got one that was already broken.
Yeah, there he goes. Six straight points now.
Play. Service over. 2-7.
That's one of the smashes where I feel that Shem, he had a bit more power in his shots, and it was easier for Kiong to intercept the returns, but I might be mistaken.
A good smash from Ong Yu Sin. I think the thing to me was always Shem's angle of shot coupled with that power. I couldn't understand how he could get the angles when you're hitting it so hard, but somehow he managed it. And I think you're right, that just gave his partner more opportunities to intercept.
And it was, I mean, if we think back, because they were not a really old pair, Go and Tan. They were also quite new, and we criticized them for playing too defensively, and that was what had changed when they showed up at Rio. They were not playing defensively anymore. They were playing flat games, and they were going for the attack. They wanted to create something, but that took time, and that's the point. It took time to identify how can we develop our games, where can we be good, where can we have an edge over most of the other pairs in the world. So you've got to be patient, and when you find that edge, you really, really water it and take care of it, and take away the weeds that might be killing it, or whatever there is. So you really, really look after it, because it's not so easy to get one.
Yeah.
Play.
And there's a lot of pressure on Yu Sin. A lot of pressure.
Service over.
Yeah, they were targeting him there, weren't they?
5.
Yeah.
Play.
Oh, service fault called.
Service over.
Racket not pointing in a downward direction.
9. Service over. 10-6.
Yeah, that's a good return. I like that.
Service over.
Very nice.
7-10.
Oh, yes. That's just wonderful play from Zhang Nan. Comes forward at the right moments. Look, he was at full stretch. And within 2 shots, another 2 shots from him, he's won the rally. So, 4-point advantage. Same scoreline at the mid-game interval as we had in the opening game.
Yeah, and I mean, I have the feeling that there's no clear and present danger for the Chinese pair, and that they know it also, that they're pretty relaxed about what they're doing on court, and the coaching also reasonably relaxed. So let's see how the Malaysians proceed, if they've come up with something or they're just working more long-term on their game.
Eleven, 7. Play.
Oh, he's gone off now. Almost changed his racket. Yeah, they've won the rally.
A much better racket, that one. Better tension in the strings, I think.
And that's why the players have a racket poised on top of the kit box. Oh, I like that defense. Good rally. Yeah, initially Tamwi Kiong seemed to have done a half turn before he took that off his right hip. Oh, sadly we're not seeing it. We're only seeing the end of the rally. That one there. Hanbin, the other coach.
Thank you.
That's right. That's right.
Olympic bronze medalist in the mixed doubles, wasn't he?
With
Yu Yang. Yeah.
Play.
Do you think that Tamwi Kiong feels under pressure because he's playing with one of the youngsters, that he's got to force the rally more or play the winners more often? And
yeah, he's gonna be a bigger part of. If it was 50-50 with Gobi Shem, then now he's expected to do more than 50%, of course, and support his partner as well. And sometimes when you're struggling, I think he's been struggling with his knee injury. When you've been struggling, you cannot take care of others. You have to take care of yourself first. It's like they tell you on the airplanes that if you need the oxygen, take care of yourself first before you take care of others.
Yeah, because if you can become incapacitated yourself in trying to help others. So, what a great analogy. I love that. Well, they don't really seem to be making much of an impression against the world champions here today.
And that's what I mean, that I'm struggling to see what it is that should be their key competences as a doubles pair. But that's of course why they have Kit on the chair, because that's his job.
Yeah.
There's a very good questionnaire from Badminton Europe on one of the social media pages. They were asking, situation is it's 29-29 in the Olympic final, and your team is serving. Who do you choose as your partner? That was actually quite interesting. Who would you choose as your partner to serve when it's 29-all for the Olympic title?
Zhang, I guess.
Me too, because he wouldn't just have to serve, he would also have to cover the third shot in order to win it. So Zhang Nan would be my choice as well.
Eleven, 16.
That was one of the Number 2 in this basketball coach's checkbook to spot talents was if they have competition mentality. Are they the type of players that get a little bit better when everything is at stake, or are they the players that get a little bit worse? And that's, in my opinion, also a very, very good thing to look for.
17.
Yeah.
12.
The trait of champions.
Yes.
Excited by or inspired by the opportunity to play in big finals, big matches, or are you a little bit intimidated by it? Oh, goodness gracious, he had a second go at that.
18.
I think these
12.
sort of rules of thumb, they can be applied across the sports. There's no difference to basketball than badminton when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Fault. Service over. 13. 18. Service over. 19. 13.
Oh,
good shot.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Service over. 14. 19.
Found the gap. There wasn't much of a space there, but he found it.
20.
And it's now match point opportunities for the world champions, Liu Cheng and Zhang. Oh, no. Kiong's made indecision. We saw that in the opening game from Liu Cheng, didn't we? From almost exactly the same position. Well, that's it as far as this second round encounter is concerned. 21-16, 21-14. And a match lasting a little over 36 minutes.
21-16, 21-14.
So they'll be very happy with that victory. And it means that it will be an all-Chinese quarter-final. There's confirmation, 21-16, 21-14. Because in the quarter-final tomorrow, they'll play against the number 4 seeds, Li Chunhui and Liu Chen. So our first two matches over very quickly, 37 and 36 minutes respectively. Next up is men's singles, and it is the 3-time finalist here former world #1 and former champion here of the China Open. Lee Chong-wei, the #7 seed this year, up against Brice Leverdes from France. Well, as far as the men's singles draw is concerned, this is the top half of the draw, and the #5 seed, Chao Tian-Chen, is already safely through to the quarterfinal. None of the other quarterfinals played yet. We, of course, will be seeing Victor Axelsen. His match will be following the one we're about to watch, which is Lee Chong-wei against Brice Leverdes. But let's make mention of Jonathan Christie, who yesterday beat the 5-time former champion Lin Dan in 2 straight games, 21-19, 21-16. What a wonderful win from the young Jonathan Christie. But here are the players for our match. Here is Brice Leverdes, the 31-year-old from France. And the fact that he is on the opposite side of the net will make all Malaysian fans a little bit nervous, because he's won 2 of their last 3 meetings. And of course, the last time that these two met was in the very